Problem number 37 and 38 are both from this table of values. So let me explain what the table of values represents. It says Miss Simon drives her car from her home to her workplace every workday morning. The table above shows the distance in miles and her average driving speed in miles per hour. When there is no traffic delay for each segment of her drive. So question number 37 says, one morning Miss Simon drove directly from her home to her workplace in 24 minutes. What was her average speed in miles per hour during her drive that morning? So she went from home to the workplace, right? So she went from home to the freeway, from the freeway to the exit, and then from the freeway exit to the workplace. Well, what's the total distance? Well, it's 0.6 plus 15.4 plus 1.4. So remember that the average speed is equal to the total distance over the total time. But they said 24 minutes, right? So I'm going to put that up there. So we'll probably have to convert that to hours. Okay. So let's figure out what this is. So her total distance was 0.6 plus I'm going to write it down here. I've got 0.6 plus 15.4 plus 1.4. If I add that up on my calculator, I'm going to move this over a little bit so I can see all my numbers. If I have 0.6 plus 15.4 plus 1.4, I get 17.4. So our total distance was 17.4 miles, and she did that in 24 minutes. But how many minutes are in an hour? 60. So I'm going to multiply this by a conversion factor. Where do I want to put the minutes and where do I want to put the hours and why?
Minutes on the top, miles on the bottom.
Why do we want the minutes on the top?
So you cancel them out.
And then, so it'll cancel and then I'll have hours. So the relationship is 60 minutes, right, in 1 hour. All right, so that's what I need to do is I'm going to take my 17.4, multiply that by 60, and then I'm going to divide that by 24 minutes, right? So
Divided by 60.
I got to divide it by 60. 1,044 divided by 24. Not 60, 24. So it's 43.5. 43.5 what? Well, the minutes cancel, miles per hour, right? All right, let's do the last one, then we're done for this whole thing.
All right.
If Miss Simon starts her drive at 6:30 a.m., she can drive at her average driving speed with no traffic delay. If she starts her drive at 7 a.m., the travel time from the freeway entrance to the freeway exit increases by 33%, which is 0.33. I started converting it right off the bat, huh?
Yeah.
From the freeway entrance to the freeway exit. So this bad boy right here is going to increase 0.33. And then it says, due to slower traffic, but the travel time for each of the other two segments does not change. Based on the table, how many more minutes does she travel to get to her workplace if she starts her drive at 7 as opposed to 6:30? So really what we're going to do is, what increases is the time. I'm sorry, I circled the wrong thing. So instead of it taking her 15 minutes, it takes 15.4 minutes. I'm sorry, not the distance. I need to find the time. Okay, so let's let's back up and find the time, and then we'll multiply it by 0.33. So remember that the distance that you travel is equal to the rate times the time. Well, the rate is like the speed. So the distance that she travels is actually 50 miles, and that's equal to, or not 50, it's 15.4. 15.4 miles, right? That's where we get this number from. And then her rate that she travels at is 50 miles per hour, and then we got to find the time. So I'm going to divide everything by 50, and then the total time it takes her to travel is 15.4 divided by 50. And that's going to be in hours, right? So let's do that. 15.4 divided by 50. So it's 0.308. 0.308 hours. Now I noticed that they want us to round to the nearest minute. We'll convert that in a second. Now she actually goes, it takes 33% longer. So we're going to have 0.308.
I thought it was 0.308.
No. It's not one. It's hours. HR. Perfectly drawn HR, by the way. Anybody can make that out. So now, do I multiply this by 0.33? Yeah. If I multiply this 0.308 by 0.33, what am I really getting? The time increase, right? Do I need to add 0.308 to it? No, because the question specifically asks, it says, based on the table, how many more minutes does Miss Simon take to arrive? So the increase is 33%. Everything else stays the same. So I'm just going to say 0.33 times this 0.308. So I'll pull my calculator up. It should still be on there. So I'm just going to multiply that bad boy by 0.33. All right, now that's in hours, right? So it's 101.64. So this ends up becoming 0.10164, but that's in hours, and they want to know minutes. So I have 0.010164 hours, and I want to convert that by knowing that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So what do I do on my number? Multiply by 60, and that gives me my answer in minutes. And then we got to round to the nearest minute. So now I'm going to multiply this by 60, and 6 minutes it looks like?
Yes.
Yeah. 6 minutes. Think this is the game?
Oh, you can't teach math.
That's it, folks. All she wrote.
Yeah, that's all my lessons.